Previously on
Turn to
Ballz.
soccer now, and very privileged and happy to have on the line former Bafana forward Shaun Bartlett. Shaun, good afternoon. Welcome to Ballz Visual Radio.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for letting John harass you into doing this interview.
Well, Shaun's always available. He's obviously very conscientious, and he's often training when we're on air, but it's wonderful to be able to get him when he's not always so busy.
Did he harass you, Shaun?
Well, it's obviously the beauty.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I said, so sometimes you get training that's postponed, you know. So
Thanks, Shaun.
no training today.
Yeah, and how's it going at Golden Arrows?
Yeah, well, we started a bit slow. We desperately needed a win, which we got on Saturday.
Yes, against Sundowns. Well done.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're up and running now.
And I wanted to ask you regarding the Kaizer Chiefs match called off due to bad weather. They were up 3-2.
2-0.
They were up 2-0.
2-0.
What happens when they restart that game? Obviously from scratch then.
Yeah, the game will be played tomorrow. Actually Wednesday evening at 7:30. And the game will start, like you said, from 0-0, unfortunately, for Chiefs.
Yeah.
But that is the rule if the game is abandoned. And yeah, it was quite freaky with the hailstorm.
Yeah, it was
Actually,
intense.
it looked more like snow than hail on the field at one point.
Yeah, no, it was intense. I was going to go watch the Josie 10s and aborted that idea very, very smartly when all that hail came down. No, it was insane. Shaun, I just wanted to touch on happenings in the English Premier League this past weekend. Wins for Arsenal, a big win for Arsenal, United and Spurs. But you look at Liverpool and Chelsea with draws, and do you think they'll feel as though they dipped out a bit considering what the other big teams did?
Well, I think probably the one would be Liverpool. Chelsea, not so much. I think still the front runners leading the league. I think maybe a little bit of a setback, obviously, after the Super Cup loss to Atletico Madrid. So maybe there's a little bit of confidence knock at the moment. Against QPR. But, you know, there's so many factors considering that game. You know, the fact that off the field was probably more the talking point than anything else. And I think players were quite wary of that.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, as you say, off the field, Liverpool's still looking for that win under Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, I think for Liverpool, it's the inconsistency. Playing at home and then obviously getting good results in Man City, and everybody thought, could this be the year for Liverpool and actually progress? And then subsequent to that, it hasn't been going their way. So I think inconsistency has been the one word associated with Liverpool over the last 5 years.
I want to ask you about City. They're currently in 4th spot on the log. Sergio Aguero making his return this week. Would you credit City's position due to his absence?
Not really. I think they've got enough players in that squad that can do the job. It's never easy going to Brisbane Stadium and get a result against Stoke. So I think you've got to take the points at some places where you can. It's still early doors and still a lot of points to play for. So for Man City, it's more points.
Shaun?
Shaun?
Hello?
Shaun,
Hello?
we seem to have lost you there. Is it a bad signal?
Can you hear us?
Losing me.
Yeah, we keep
Yeah,
losing
no, I
you
was
there.
saying for Man City, it's still early doors. There's still a lot of points to play for. I think it's more points gained than 2 points lost.
And I don't know if you caught the pre-match handshake or lack thereof, Anton Ferdinand snubbing John Terry and Ashley Cole. I see Mark Hughes now calling for an end to the pre-match handshake rituals. Your thoughts on that?
Well, according to Mark Hughes, he apparently called for that in June already when they had a league managers meeting. I just think it's in fair play and what FIFA and the Respect campaign is trying to do. That's the right thing to do, and I think you should be man enough to shake hands if there is any problems. Shake hands and you just get on with the business. These are professional athletes, and I think they should be at least courteous enough to do that. Also got to remember there's millions of kids watching these games, and you don't want to give a bad impression.
Yeah.
I see one of the former Manchester United players as well, Jordan, has called for Manchester United fans to be banned for the Liverpool taunt. I mean, this is really unacceptable, isn't it? I mean, it has nothing to do with a football match, and especially in bad taste coming after the report into the Hillsborough disaster was made public.
Yeah, I think it's very unfortunate, but I think if you look at English fans, the way they're quite passionate, it's almost a second religion for them. As far as football is concerned, and to get under the opposition skin, they'll do a lot of things, and if not chanting at players, and obviously the club will be the next thing. And I think it's unfortunate. And believe me, down the line, it will be recalled and said in opposite way again, where we know Liverpool singing about Busby Babes and all those things. So it's one of those things you don't really want to be remembered about.
Shaun, just looking back and at your old team, Bafana, how impressed have you been with them thus far under Gordon Eggerson's rule?
Yeah, I think the one word I can say, it's been quite encouraging. I think going forward, it looks like they're playing quite an attractive brand of football. As long as they stay solid at the back, it seems that they can create chances up front, and I think that's always good. And when you have someone like Bernard Parker putting the ball in the back of the net, that's always a big positive, which is something South Africa has been struggling for a while. But ultimately, I think priority is African Cup of Nations, January, February next year, where we need to really put on a good show and try and actually win it. It is on home soil, so we've got to make sure we can get our hands on the trophy.
Going back to England, just one more time, Shaun. Nick Powell of Man United scoring on debut, and already Fergie is dubbing him as the next Paul Scholes. Chat to us about the kind of pressure that you can put on a young player if you compare him to such. I mean, Paul Scholes is a legend in his own right.
Well, I think if there's one person that can make comparisons, it's Alex. He's obviously seen this boy for quite a few months now, and he knows his ability and what he's capable of doing. But it is a big fear, like you said, to compare him to a legend so early. We've seen a lot of young boys, like the Eagles and Chadwick, coming through United, and a lot was said about them. And 1 or 2 years later, they disappeared. So it's pretty much up to the individual themselves as to how successful they want to be at United. I'm pretty sure Alex will give them opportunity when it comes.
Shaun, we appreciate your time this afternoon. Just quickly wrapping it up, what's in store for you guys at Golden Arrows? What's coming up?
Well, there's obviously no league games this coming weekend because of the MTN8 final, SuperSport and Swallows. Our next game will be Free State Stars on the 26th of September. So we're busy with preparations now, and hopefully we can build on the win we got against Mamelodi Sundowns.
We wish you the best of luck, and we appreciate your insights and for chatting to us on Ballz Visual Radio this afternoon. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shaun. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
There we go. Former Bafana forward, Shaun Bartlett, chatting to us there. He's also the assistant manager of Golden Arrows as well.
2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays to Fridays live on Ballz.co.za. Ballz.co.za.